this is the Provoked Prawn, and I'm here to compare two interesting headsets that are similar in some ways and vastly different in others. The Roccat Syn Max Air and the Astro A50 Gen 4. Now these are two wireless headsets with their own charging base station and different connectivity options, as well as interesting audio options, comfort levels, and more. So in this video I'm going to compare the two side by side and talk about the differences between them. I'm going to show you a mic test, and I'm going to do all those glorious things that you'd expect. Now this Roccat Syn Max Air, as you can see, sports an RGB base station, RGB lighting on the side, and it also has large plush deep cushions and an interesting headband setup, a removable microphone and two USB connections. More on that in a minute. Whereas the Astro A50 Gen 4 is a little bit different. It's aging now. It uses micro USB, but it also has its own dock, which I always found very convenient because you could just dock the headset in there for a charge when not in use. It also works on different devices, both PC and Xbox, and you can get different attachments for it to work on other consoles as well. I have personally been using it on PC, so this is my thoughts on there. But one of the things I liked about the Astro is the connectivity options at the rear, because you can also plug in a 3.5mm connection and optical cables as well. So a simple USB connection is enough on PC, but you can also plug in a 3.5mm for mic monitoring, for example, or other devices. Now the Roccat Syn Max Air is a little bit different because it essentially uses just two USB-C connections. One you plug into your mains power supply and the other one into your PC. The connection to the PC obviously helps with the audio and the broadcast of the 2.4 GHz wireless signal, but the other connection also ensures that when you dock the headset, even if your PC's off, it'll still get charged, which is a nice feature. Now you can also plug the headset in with the USB-C connection, and you can do something similar with the Astro, but that is, as I noted, micro USB. So you connect that up and you have the RGB lighting on the base, and then you can just dock the headset onto that, and obviously it will also let you know other things. So the base station color change will happen, for example, when it's muted, for example, as just a useful sort of information at a glance. Now I've gone into a lot more depth on both these headsets in the reviews that I'll link to in the description. But as you'll see here, both base stations are a little bit fiddly and a little bit of a faff. So neither of them are perfect in terms of docking the headset on there, trying to get it in to sit there and actually charge, which can be frustrating in both instances. I think it's important to note that. Now with the Syn Max Air, it has a very flexible headset design with a nice thick sort of padded headband and also a good solid build quality. I think that you can see nice stretches and bends and tilts really easily. The other noticeable thing here that you'll see from these shots is that it has really deep, large ear cushions. And if you're looking for something that sort of covers the ear more, and also if you have ears that stick out a little bit more, you'll definitely prefer this headset to the Astro A50, which has much smaller ear cushions by comparison. I do feel like the A50 is nice and durable too. However, as you can see, it isn't as flexible and it's not as bendable, and the headset perhaps looks like it'll wear out over time. This is actually an older one, which you can see like bits of it have flaked off as well. So over a good couple of years, it does wear out and not look quite as nice. But I can't obviously show the same for the Syn Max Air because I've not had it as long. But I just wanted to sort of talk about over time it might become an issue. However, the A50 does have removable ear cushions held in place with magnets, and these are still some of the softest and most comfortable ear cushions I've had the pleasure of having on my head. They are like a sort of velour, velvety finish to them, really soft on your ear and very comfortable. But as you can see, they're quite shallow, they're not very deep, and they're not very large, whereas the Syn Max Air has much larger, very plush cushions. They're deeper and they fit over the ear easy. I think if you have larger ears, stick out a bit further, you'll probably find this is a lot more comfortable and capable too. And because of that faux leather outer, blocks out a lot more external noise. Now the Syn Max Air also has some ridiculously loud drivers. One of the complaints that people have about the Astro A50 is it's not loud enough. I don't find that on PC. However, what I do find is the Syn Max Air is incredibly loud. Too loud, in fact. I noted in my review that I had to often run it about 20% volume because anything louder was just insanely loud. Now the headset, as you'll notice from a close-up look at it, also has Bluetooth connectivity. So it has both standard power and Bluetooth. You can do 2.4 GHz connection from the base station, but you can also connect up other things, Bluetooth devices. In my review, I showed me connected to a Steam Deck. Obviously, also you can connect up to your phone or a laptop or anything that works with Bluetooth connectivity. And you can have a dual connection option as well, so you can use both at the same time. The mic is also removable, so if you don't want to use it, you can just put this cap on. And if you do, obviously you can then pop it in. Now, I don't think the mic is as good as the A50, and you'll see that in a minute, but it is nice to have the flexibility to remove that. So if you have a dedicated microphone, which is a better quality, and you don't want to use the Roccats, then you can obviously take it off. Now, sadly, there's no 3.5mm connection, but it does have that Bluetooth advantage, which the Astro A50 doesn't. So on the A50 headset, you have the power button, a button to switch into Dolby mode and EQ settings, and a volume wheel. You can also plug in the micro USB, but there's no Bluetooth option either here or on the base station, which is sadly lacking. Hopefully in the Astro A50 Gen 5, if it ever comes, they'll add in some Bluetooth. That would be a much welcome feature to it. Now, you do have this game and voice dial on the side, so you can adjust sort of the level of audio from your voice chat and change that, and as well as that with the game audio as well.
And here I am with the Astro A50 wireless. This is obviously the headset microphone now, so you can hear what the quality is like. It's obviously a bit more compressed than my usual microphone, and you will probably hear some of the p sounds, obviously depending on where you put it, and obviously getting it close to your mouth results in more of that. But as you'll see, it's not a bad quality, and one of the things I'm going to do now is I'm also going to type on the keyboard nearby so you can see. I also have my PC just to the right hand side of me, and the fans are going quite loudly right now, so you would certainly notice that if the microphone wasn't good enough to do it. You can adjust side tone levels and noise cancellation and such within Astro Command Center. But these are basically the default settings, and the quality is good enough, I think. It is very good in terms of the quality of the capture, and not a bad mic. You can obviously then just flip it up out of the way. There's a slight click at the top for push to mute, so it mutes nicely and is out of the way, and you're no longer capturing, and so it's not a problem. As you can see, it's also quite bendable, and you can move it into positions where it still works, but it's not going to be causing you issues if you're trying to have a drink or eating. So that's the Astro A50 mic.
And here I am with the Roccat Syn Max Air, and you can hear now the microphone quality. And obviously this is in wireless mode, so you'll notice there is quite a bit of compression there. My voice is a bit tinier than it normally would be, and it's a little bit compressed, but there are some good things about it. For example, obviously we've got a nice bendable microphone, so we can obviously adjust that really easily. You can move it in and out where necessary and adjust that. You can also hear yourself in the headset, so it has a side tone as standard, so I can hear myself talking, which is really important when you have like passive noise cancellation. You can see how sort of deep these are. This also blocks out quite a lot of external noise. Now, the two volume wheels that you saw earlier on in the video, one rolls up and down to adjust that side tone as standard, and then the other one does a standard volume adjustment. You can tweak what those do within the Roccat Swarm software, and I'd highly recommend checking out my review to find out more about that, because I've gone into a lot of depth on all the different things that you can do, including the superhuman hearing settings on this headset, because it has some interesting settings in terms of changing the audio so you can hear things like footsteps and other sound settings like that. So as well as being really loud and having good quality sound, it also delivers good positional audio through some intelligent technology that's built into the software and can be tweaked there as well. So really a very nice headset, really comfortable, good mic, interesting charging base station, and just some other sort of highlights to it. Obviously it doesn't have 3.5mm connection, which is a shame, but it does have 2.4 gigahertz and Bluetooth, so you've got plenty of connectivity there, and it's really loud and it sounds great. There are some minor downsides that I talked about in the review, some small complaints I have. For example, when you turn the headset on, it loudly announces how much charge it's got, whether it's connected to Bluetooth or not, and other things, and I found that really loud. Also, if you go too far away from your machine and the signal breaks down, it starts beeping at you really loudly. These are annoyances. However, I think they probably could be changed in the software, so it might change in future, and they're small complaints of what is otherwise a fantastic headset. So all in all, two pretty interesting headsets. I'd like to see the Astro A50 Gen 4 getting updated. Maybe Gen 5 will come soon and that'll improve things. But otherwise, these are both great for their own reasons. Just if you've got larger ears, go for the Syn Max Air. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Thanks for watching.
You've made it right to the end of the video, you brilliant legend, you. If you've enjoyed it, click that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and drop me a comment down below if you've got any questions. If you really enjoyed it, consider joining the channel and see the benefits of doing so. Check out these other videos. You might well find them interesting or useful. And most importantly, have a great life.